Shoot, it looks like I need a new tail lamp assembly. And you know it's magic. The minute I said I needed a new one just appeared. How sweet is that? Anyway, I'm sure all of you are curious by now on how I broke my tail lamp, but I'll tell you. I was pulling down a tree for a lawn care customer of mine, and when it fell, it took out my right rear tail lamp, cracking the plastic and causing general mayhem. So I had to go down to O'Reilly's and get a new one. And that's what this video is about. How to install a new tail lamp assembly on a 1994 Chevrolet C1500 pickup truck. GM did the homework on this one. You only need 2 hand tools. A number 2 Phillips screwdriver and a 1/4-inch nut driver. Very simple. Anyway, let's get started. The new one didn't come with anything, but on your old tail lamp assembly, which is this thing right here, it comes with a seal, and the seal goes on the tail lamp just like that, and it keeps the moisture, the bugs, and water out. Moisture, bugs, and any other little critters that could get in there and cause mayhem. So with that installed, it's time to put in the lights. When you're installing a new tail lamp, you want to be very careful not to break the tabs off. One there, and one there. And they just hook on the body, into the body. Maybe kind of difficult because of new insulation. But they just, if I can get that one, I can get the bottom one started. Anyway, they just hook in there, and it helps hold everything in place when it's all put back together. To give you guys all a better idea how this works, I've disconnected it from the main harness of the truck, so I just have this back plate with the lights on it. It just sits in there like that, and then you take these 2 brass screws, and one goes in the top, and another one goes in the bottom. Anyway, taking your 1/4-inch nut driver, you just tighten those down hand tight only because this is plastic you're going into and you don't want to break it. Time for the bottom one. That is how it should look when everything's put back together. With it put back together, you can take your thing and plug in the wiring harness. It put back into the body of the truck. It should be flush with the edges like mine is. It's okay if a little bit of sealing material peeks out, that's not a big deal. But the biggest thing you want to be concerned about is that those tabs went into the holes and that they lined up so you did not break them. Now, when I removed my OEM tail lamp assembly from the truck this time around, I had to use an easy out to get both the screws out because they're so far gone, so rusty, that I could not fit a head of a number 1, number 2, or even a number 3 Phillips driver into them. So I had to go to the local hardware store and get new screws and washers. The screws just go into a speed nut on each end, on the top and bottom. And a little past finger tight's okay because you don't want it coming out when you're going down the highway and then some cop pulling you over and going to give you a hard time for not having a tail lamp assembly. So make sure you put those in okay so they don't vibrate loose when you're doing 100 mile an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone, you know. Anyway, when you're done, you want to make sure everything's flush, nothing sticking out, and then it's time to verify the operation of the tail lamp so you know you have brake lights, turn signals, and reverse lamps. Chevrolet fans out there, my trusty Chevy has 146,000 miles on it. Looks like I've got a turn signal. Sweet. Looks like I've got a brake light too. Even awesomer. Now let's check for reverse lights. And then Don't know if this camera can pick that up or not, but it looks like I have running lights. So that checks out. Camera can definitely see that. So everything checks out good. Anyway, that is how you install a new tail lamp assembly on a 1994 Chevy. Remember, when you're checking the operation of your rear lamps, such as tail lamps, brake lamps, reverse lamps, chalk your wheel, because you don't want your truck rolling out in the street and getting hit by another vehicle.